I found something I think you might like. The PSP Infinistrip. Zero latency, no additional hardware required, runs native on your computer, and it sounds like this. Check it out.
You're listening to The Dangerous Mind of Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov. No excuses, no BS, no pants.
So I saw an ad for the PSP Infinistrip in tapehop.com in the latest issue, and then there was a review. I noticed the ad first. And the review said, wow, you know what? This thing actually works really great, and there's no latency. And I've never experienced that kind of operational situation with my plugins, aside from the universal audio ecosystem. So I'm curious, right? Because it said it was $199. And what you get with the PSP Infinistrip is pretty comprehensive. For $200, you get quite a lot. You don't get just what you're seeing here. Now, what you're seeing in front of you on the screen is just a quick little setup I did for voiceover. And, kind of mimicking what I already do, the setup I already have. And what you get with the PSP Infinistrip is a whole lot more. Okay, you get 25 independent processors. All right, you get 25 of these virtual 500 series rack modules. You get preamps, okay? You get 5 different preamps. You get 3 different filters. You get 3 different you get a gate expander and a ducker. So you get 3 different modules there. You get 3 different compressors. You get equalizers, you get limiters, you get a master control strip, you get De-Esser, a de-hummer, and a reactive EQ, kind of like a dynamic EQ. So there's a lot going on, and I'm not going to cover all of it. I'm really fascinated by this, and I just got it up and running. So I haven't spent a lot of time with it. I'm running it. It is a plugin, and it comes in all the plugin formats: AU, VST, VST3, all of them. And so what I'm doing is, you would normally run this through your DAW, but I don't have a DAW on my machine that will run this natively without any sort of latency. And I'm experiencing zero latency. So what I did was I found a piece of software called Gig Performer, which allows you to use your plugins live, or with broadcast, or in some situation where you're not in the studio and have the benefit of recording now and somebody listening to it later. You don't want to hear that latency when you're tracking, right? Or when you're playing live. So Gig Performer is pretty neat. It's just like a shell that really allows you to load your plugins, and it has, here, let me just show you real quick. And it has this little kind of wiring aspect to it. I'm using the universal audio interface without any processing. So it's just the input and the converter. But so that's my input output. And here's my channel strip that I have plugged in there. And so with the latency on the Gig Performer set to, hold on, where is it? All right, so I couldn't really execute that without sound cutting out, but with the latency cut to at the lowest setting. Since I'm not running a lot of stuff through here, I don't really need anything other than the processing of this plugin, this one plugin. It's one plugin that does all these things. And I know I'm all over the place, but I'm really excited about this thing. It's pretty cool. This might be my new traveling rig. But you know what? You could totally gig with this thing. And this is the really neat thing about it. Now, the one thing that drives me crazy about the universal audio setup is that if I change preamps, what happens is I insert a new preamp, and the preamp is basically it's basically set to default if I insert a new preamp to try a new preamp or any other plugin. It doesn't retain the settings that I've already set up, but this does. So I can go through. Here's a 70s style pre, obviously a Neve style pre. Here's 60, so more of a tube-ish, I would say emulating a 610 kind of thing. This is just straight gain. And let's see, that's it. So I like the 80s one. This is more of like an SSL thing. And honestly, I don't even really know what any of these things do. Drive is probably emulating the drive of a transformer. What noise does, I don't know. I got to figure this out, but I just wanted to show this to you. Basic filters, All right, so look, you get pro filters. Oh, we want pro filters. We don't want basic. We want pro. What else do you get? All right, sidechain filters. Neat. That's cool. De-Esser. De-Esser's not bad. It's actually pretty good. I like it. You know what else I like? I like that you get this this digital readout here. So if I change the sensitivity of the De-Esser, right? Here's the expander, and then you can take it out, right? Let's see. There was a gate and a ducker. This is pretty impressive too. I know I'm just blowing through stuff, but I want to show this to you really quick. I want to get your opinion on it. VCA, right? A different kind of, more of like a bus processor, bus compression. You got FET and you got opto. A little bit slower, a little bit greasier there. And the FET one's nice for VO. This is interesting. So you get like a more of a, look at that. That's more of a Pultec kind of thing. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Master control, pretty simple, but you can keep adding modules here. Like if we wanted to add another compressor, like if we wanted to do the, FET into opto thing, hold on. Yeah, all right. Yeah. A little bit of makeup gain. Make it a little greasy here. Yeah, all right. Yeah, now we're getting a nice thicker sound, a little slower attack on that. All right, so there's that. You can take that out again. Take that out again. All right, so there you go. There's a lot this thing does. It does an awful lot. And again, it's like having a virtual 500 series rack. And it sounds pretty good. Here, let me bypass the whole thing. Let me just turn it off here. All right, so this is just the Soyuz running into the Universal Audio Apollo using the really the preamp set in the Apollo, the colorless, it's not necessarily colorless, but the neutral preamp in the Apollo and the converter. And then if I turn on the Infinistrip, you get this. All right? So again, here it is without, and here it is with. Will this VO? It will absolutely VO. Quick tag. Lease a brand new Honda Accord LX for only $219 a month at your local Honda dealer. It sounds pretty damn good. All right, so I'm going to continue tinkering around with this. This, I think, would be a great, this would probably be a great travel setup. I mean, it would be a great main setup. Maybe it replaces the Apollo. Maybe for some of you out there who are thinking about the Apollo as the only option, this is another option. I never even knew about this until I saw it in Tape-Op. It's been out for a while. The PSP Infinistrip, with its many, many, many features. Let's see, 25 independent processors divided into 8 types of modules: preamps, filters, compressors, equalizers, limiters, dynamic modules, expander, ducker, and gate, control and special modules to create your own custom channel strip, 7 dedicated slots for you to add 1 module from each type of processing, blah, blah, blah. Zero latency. Zero latency. So this is $200. I'm sure you could find a coupon. What is this? Gig Performer? Gig Performer, what was that? $169. I'm sure you could find a coupon. So for less than $400 from scratch, and this is running native on an M1 Mac Mini. And again, zero latency. Man, it sounds pretty good. So, yeah, what do you think? I want to know. Let's have a conversation about this. All right, until next time, this is Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov, fading to black.